Alright everyone, first of all I just want to say literally it's absolutely freezing today, so I'm in my dressing gown, I've got my hat on, and I legit don't give a shit, alright? It's freezing, so we're just making this video looking like an absolute polar bear, but I really don't care. Alright, so basically in this video today I'm just going to share my views and my opinions on basically the KSI and the Deji beef or feud, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so I'm just going to literally read off an article that I found online. Shout out to metro.co.uk for literally bringing this up. It just gives a brief summary of what's been going on, where it's kind of started from, and where the problems lie. So I'll read it word for word, and then I'll give my analysis on it. So here we go. Alright, a serious family feud is underway between YouTube superstar brothers KSI and Deji, which has already taken some pretty bizarre turns. KSI, real name Olaji Deji or Lantunji, and younger brother Deji have seemingly had a serious and public falling out, which they insist is 100% real and definitely not for attention. The feud seemed to begin when Deji leaked one of KSI's bank statements, but now the younger Olantunji claims that it runs much deeper than that. Here is what the two YouTubers have said about their seemingly bitter rivalry. Now, we all thought the feud began when Deji made a diss track about KSI's cameraman and fellow YouTuber Randolph, calling him KSI's bitch and claiming that KSI paid $4 grand towards his wedding, even showing the bank statement in the video. KSI responded to this in a video of his own saying, "Don't get me involved in this shit fam, I'm just watching. That's on my parents. Mum, Dad, I'm actually disappointed that you would let him into my accounts and post it publicly. What the fuck? That's actually pissed me off. Why are you getting involved me with this? I didn't even pay for his wedding. That was a gift he paid for his own wedding." It then appeared that KSI blocked Deji on social media, with Deji writing, "Family always has your back," while KSI tweeted, "Get rid of negative, troublesome, delusional people, even if they're family." Deji then released another video entitled "My Brother KSI," in which he explained that there have actually been problems between the two for a long time. "This has been going on for years. There was a time where he actually would support me, but something changed and he didn't want to support me anymore," said Deji, "and I really don't understand what happened. When it comes to that situation, me and JJ, we're not cool." He explained, "This isn't fake. I can't stand him and I don't think I'll ever forgive him. You are a complete fucking scumbag, and I can tell you right now I'm done with you as a brother. You say we're a broken family, the only one broken is you." So that seems pretty conclusive. In an attempt to keep this all a bit quieter, KSI tweeted Deji, "Hi Deji, I know you're currently in LA planning on doing a diss track on me and considering going on Logan Paul's podcast. Bro, I'm actually trying to sort our situation out. This is our family, not entertainment. Please can we just keep this all private?" However, Deji appears to want to keep the feud very much in the public eye, releasing another diss track about his brother, featuring Jello, Dax and Crypt. In the track, Deji raps, "Text my parents to try to get rid of me. How hell have you not lost dignity? How could you block your bro? Even blocked your mum and dad too. How could you go so low?" Now, I don't really understand this too much, but basically what happened is there was a feud between Randolph and Deji. I think literally there was in the Sidemen house and they were talking about who raps better. It was either that or it was some kind of mini game show. I'm not completely 100% on that, but all I do know is that Randolph jokingly said that Deji was a bad rapper in very short words. He would have put it in his own words, but he more or less said that it was a bit of a banter. It was a bit of a joke, and he also literally said that Deji's YouTube channel is dying. It was a complete joke. It was just a joke between the Sidemen crew. It wasn't anything intentional. It wasn't anything hurtful.
Name a dead YouTube channel.
Well,
Deji.
Oh, wow, that's family. That's family, bro. That's family.
I think that's too much of an instinct.
Do you mean what can you define dead?
Dead as in not doing well on YouTube.
Deji's doing well, man.
Our survey says.
So that basically much happened. Deji took it as an insult, which I can't blame him, because I think truthfully, if literally one of my boys said that, I think I would literally take offense to that as well. So fair play on Deji for that. And then obviously he fired up on Randolph.
Randolph, you are the Sidemen as well as JJ's bitch. You're JJ's cameraman. He pays your salary. I mean, you spend more time with JJ than you do your own wife. You come up to me being all nice and shit, and then you say shit like that behind my back in a video publicly. That's not cool. You don't treat family bad.
And he literally, I think he made a diss track first, and then Randolph literally responded. Now, I don't blame Randolph for responding because he is the rapper. Deji got hurt, fired upon him, and so that came about. I don't know if actually Randolph made it first or Deji, but I know Deji really sparked up and he really sort of acted out of anger. I know that much. But in Deji's diss track, he actually mentioned the fact that there was a $4,000 payment made to Randolph, but the thing that it really was that JJ hadn't bought his wedding. Now in the diss track, Deji says he bought your wedding.
All the years you've been begging, probably changed his bedding, but the one thing you ain't been spreading is that JJ paid for your wedding.
And he didn't buy his wedding. Also, weddings usually, when we're talking about people who actually have a bit of money, will not cost $4,000. It'll be a lot more than that. $4,000 to me is one hell of a steep price, but to those guys, $4,000 is easy money. So I highly doubt that literally it was $4,000. JJ explained it was a present for Randolph, and that makes complete sense.
Mate, I didn't even pay for his wedding. That was a gift. Randolph paid for his own wedding.
The fact that Randolph paid for his own wedding, according to JJ, is the right thing to do. It's the right move. You want to pay for your own wedding. You don't want people to pay for it. I know usually, like, the bride's father pays at least half or 3/4. Sometimes, if they're even lucky, they pay the full price. But ultimately, as a man myself, I know that I want to be able to pay for my own things. I don't want people giving me handouts, even though it's technically not handouts of the family. You know what I mean? It's still a handout. To me, I am a man. I take pride. I like to buy my own things. I like to, I like to pay for my own little things. It's just me. I like to look after myself. I don't like other people looking after me, if that makes sense. So what Deji did was he showed KSI's bank statements. It showed JJ's bank statements, or somewhat of it, in the video. Now, he must have got permission from his mum and dad, their mum and dad, obviously the brothers, to actually showcase this, or even to get the records. According to JJ, his mum and dad was the only ones that could actually provided him that sort of information. And the fact that he literally aired it when it had nothing to do with JJ, the feud was between Deji and Randolph, and then obviously Deji brought JJ into it by saying all kinds of diss tracks and diss lines to Randolph about JJ and about how the close bond sort of thing that Randolph and JJ have is, in my opinion, ridiculous. Deji approached a lot of the diss track wrong. He did a lot of lines that I truthfully don't agree with. He even brought Randolph's wife into the mix.
I'ma fuck your wife like a horse, then I'll go take her for a drive in the Porsche. If you saw the messages and letters by Laura, you'd be screaming divorce. Did you tell Laura all the girls you were ringing up?
Now, don't get me wrong, alright? Diss tracks are meant to be entertaining, alright? I'm just gonna put that straight out there. They're not meant to be serious. When people do diss tracks, when you see them on the internet, when you see them on YouTube or in social media, they're meant to be fun. They're meant to be entertaining. They actually legitimately don't hate each other, usually. Look at Logan Paul and KSI, you look at, Jake Paul and Deji. Look at the diss tracks. Yes, they didn't really like each other. Yes, they didn't really respect each other as YouTubers, but there was no legitimate hate there. There was no pure hate there. It was for the cameras. It was for entertainment. It was to gain, to get the hype. It was to gain money. It was literally to have a jolly good time for the boxing event leading up to it. Now we've got this, but this one seems real. To me, it seems real, but there seems to be a little bit of fakery involved, I think, because bear in mind, these YouTubers have started coming out of the woodworks lately, since the last couple of years, since obviously KSI versus Joe Weller happened, and they have to create some kind of hype. Now, I feel this feud is real. I think there's actually bad blood between the two. I think Deji has stepped out of line way more than he should have, definitely. But at the same time, I've never liked JJ. I'm just gonna put it straight out there. I think him as a person, I truthfully don't know him, but as a YouTuber and an entertainer, and what I've seen from him over the years, I've never liked JJ. I think he's too arrogant, he's too cocky, he's too in your face, he's full of himself. But saying that, like I said, he's a very well respected YouTuber, and in person could be a very, very decent guy. I wouldn't know, I've never met him. Truthfully, would I like to meet him? Yeah, I think I would. I think I would like to see if he is the same as this YouTuber that he portrays and has portrayed for a very long time. But my problem is with Deji, because I prefer Deji as Comedy Shorts Gamer, and this is where we're going with this video mainly. Comedy Shorts Gamer is Deji, or was Deji, before Deji became Deji, if that makes sense. Comedy Shorts Gamer was this laid back, cool guy who literally just laughed and didn't really give a shit about anything. He just took the piss out of everything. But then he became Deji, and he changed his YouTube channel to Deji, and it became a little bit more serious. And I wasn't really into that. I wasn't really into the whole serious side of this Deji. Now, don't get me wrong, Deji is obviously probably the most truthful version of him. COMEDYSHORTSGAMER was a little bit put on. It was a little bit, you know, fake for entertainment. We all do it. We're YouTube. That's what we do. We put on a little bit of a bravado. We put on a little bit of bullshit to entertain you guys. That's what we do. Is what we do as entertainers. But I prefer Deji as COMEDYSHORTSGAMER. I can't fault him now for being himself and wanting to literally push that out more. Because you know what, being yourself, you can't get better than being yourself. But in this situation, I genuinely preferred him as COMEDYSHORTSGAMER because it was just more fun. It was more fun to watch. He did a lot of more things with his mum and dad.
No swearing. Huh? No swearing.
No swearing.
Alright. What's up, motherfuckers?
Sorry.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Hey guys, it's COMEDYSHORTSGAMER.
He even did quite a few videos with his brother as well.
Hey guys, it's COMEDYSHORTSGAMER here.
And I just enjoyed the guy, but lately, over the past like maybe year or 2 years, not really liked him. I've started to fall out of love with him and his YouTube channel. I really have, because he's not the same. He's evolved, but he hasn't. It's kind of like he's, you know, is it de-evolved? I don't know if that's even a word, de-evolved. He's kind of gone backwards in my opinion. He's not gone forwards, he's gone backwards. JJ seems to be making more positive changes. His personality as a YouTube entertainer seems to be somewhat getting a bit better and a bit better. Now, obviously, he did say that he wanted to patch things up. He was trying to get things sorted to Deji after finding out that Deji was going to go on Logan Paul's podcast. But I just want to say this. I don't think JJ was saying it to try and literally get Deji to not say anything about him, because Deji can't really ruin JJ's career as such, unless he brings out some really, really dark stuff, which I really don't think exists. I don't think JJ was scared. I truthfully think JJ is being the bigger man. He's trying to sort things out, despite obviously Deji technically shitting on his brother, on JJ. JJ is the one that ultimately tried to sort this out. He's trying to keep his brother, you know what I mean? And like I said, I think Deji's taken a massive turn, but I do think this is a little bit of fakery. The fakery meaning, is this a hype build-up for Brother v Brother next year at the next YouTube boxing event? Because you know what, that would cause a lot of drama, it would cause a lot of hype, cause literally a lot of talk, cause a lot of money. It would literally pull in the money. Brother versus brother, who would want to see that? We haven't seen that yet. We've seen, you know, Joe Weller versus KSI. We've seen KSI versus Logan Paul. We've seen Deji versus Jake Paul. We've not seen brother versus brother. KSI versus Deji. Truthfully, would I be interested in seeing that? Yes. Would a lot of people be interested in seeing that? Yes. Would we want to see a hug afterwards and kind of forget all about what the hell just happened leading up to it? Yes, of course. We want to see that sort of fairy tale ending. But that's the little part of me that I think is a little bit fake, because I know there's a YouTube boxing event every year now, and I kind of feel this is a little bit of a build-up towards it, unless we're going to see Deji versus Randolph, which I'm telling you right now isn't going to happen. Apparently, Randolph claims that Deji would knock him out flat. I truthfully don't think so. I think Randolph would beat Deji. I don't think Deji would fall down easy, but I think Randolph would beat Deji. But at the end of the day, I think somewhat of this is to do with the build-up for the boxing event, for the hype. Could be wrong. The majority of me thinks it's real beef. I think it's real feud. I don't think these guys intentionally are ripping each other's heads off. I think it's just something that's boiled over so many years, and obviously brothers fight. We know brothers fight. Family fights. Nothing worse than a family fight, but we all know that when you fight with your spouse, when you fight with your family, majority of the time you do make up eventually, because your family, you just can't seem to not make up, you know? It's very rare that you'll find a family that does not get along for life and completely done with each other, completely cut them out of their lives. Usually they do make up. So yes, most likely is a real beef, but I also do think as well at the same time, there's a little bit of that fakeness there. I mean, no one truly knows apart from these two brothers really. Maybe a couple of the friends, maybe a couple of the Sidemen crew really know the truth, whether it's real, whether it's fake. Maybe Randolph knows, maybe Randolph legitimate knows. And obviously if this is fake and this is a big build, a big hype up, obviously it lands on Deji being the heel, being the bad guy, doing this, showing the, you know, the bank statements of JJ's and getting under JJ's skin and doing all the rebellious things and, you know, just saying all the hurtful things and just being the one that literally doesn't want to make up, and JJ is kind of the hero in this, if you want to call it. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, but this is what I think anyways. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.